Good evening and welcome once again to Xbox Tavern's X-Pod Tavern, episode 52nd. Another lovely Sunday evening at 8 p.m. ish. I'm joined once again by Ross.
Hello.
Sorry, Scottish Gruff Ross.
I was going to say, where's my Scottish Gruff?
MPV Graham.
Hello.
And Million Man Ian.
Hello.
I'm sorry, ladies, but Daniel's had to step up this week. He'll be back next week to entertain you and to delight you.
Well, that's them all just turned off now. Any viewers we had it stripped.
Yeah, that's it. It's gone.
Gone.
All gone. Sorry.
Everyone's signing off. Oh.
Sorry. I did put my best hat on. I don't know if that'll count, but
I tried to grow the beard out so it was kind of like Dan, but yes.
I can take my top off of the house, but yeah.
As for the post 9 o'clock part.
Let's keep myself smooth as certain parts of Dan.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be back next week, and he'll be here.
Plucking at your heartstrings.
Drinking beers as big as his head. All right, jump straight into the housekeeping, flying straight into it. Ross, are you ready? Let's hit the advert for Manscaped, which have once again partnered with us. Thank you very much.
This podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who are the best in men's below-the-waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. So join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code XboxTavern20 at manscaped.com. Imagine shaving with a sleek, well-designed and optimised trimmer that makes shaving time your favourite time in the bathroom. It's time to get your own ball hair and body trimmer with Manscaped to make me time the best time and enhance your confidence with some nice, smooth boys. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code XboxTavern20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using promo code XboxTavern20. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
So thank you very much, Manscaped, for partnering with us once again. And we're also partnered with Insert Coin, where you can get 20% off at insertcoinclothing.com with Xbox Tavern 20 until December. So we've got a few months left yet, and there's still decent sales on there, and they're releasing new lines. I believe, did they release a new Mass Effect line on Friday?
They did, yep, and they're also doing free delivery on orders over £25, I want to say right now as well.
I believe so. So if you're watching live and you think, do you know what I could do with some Insert Coin? Get on there this evening, because I think it runs out come midnight and turn into a pumpkin. We also have our Twitter, as you may know, at Xbox Tavern on Twitter. You can follow the website, or go to the website, I should say, xboxtavern.com. Our man Ian and Daniel have set up what's this called? A TikTok.
TikTok on the clock.
I don't know what it is. I don't understand it. Kids. But if you're a kid and you enjoy that sort of thing,
I just set it up and then gave the details to Dan and say, fuck knows what he's done to the account already.
If you enjoy watching Dan sending videos of him drinking beers as big as his head, and probably
or having no aim in Apex Legend.
Well, that should be par for the course for now for viewers.
Like, look at this kill I did. Oh, whee! The guy was facing the wrong way and you killed him. Bravo. Oh,
So, yeah, so yeah, have a look on there. Like I said, I'm too old to be dealing with any of that sort of social shit. If that's your sort of thing, fill your boots. And then obviously you can watch the podcast, which we're recording now, or various other video reviews or little deals videos that Dan does and stuff like that on youtube.com/Xbox Tavern official. So with that out of the way, gentlemen, the moment has arrived, possibly. Anyway, maybe. It's supposed, a new rumor has hinted. Ian, get ready.
Oh,
Ross, get ready.
I'm
Graham,
ready.
Graham, get ready.
Get ready for the beautiful words Jamie's about to say.
I'm going to read the headline from VGC because they are the news destination. A decade later, Ubisoft has finally greenlit a new Splintercell. Sources claim. So, this is supposedly, I think that muffled you somewhat there, Ian. But you're like,
sorry.
Silence. We're excited about this, obviously, all four of us.
Oh, yeah.
So so it's according to development sources who told VGC that the title has been put into production as a means of winning back fans frustrated by recent efforts to revive the franchise in the mobile and VR spaces. Obviously, we've discussed before where they put Sam Fisher in pretty much every other fucking game that Ubisoft ever do, except for Splinter Cell. And the VR one, that's not come out yet, is it?
No. Oh, no.
Has there been any more information?
I've not seen a VR
about it, but that was their, I think, early this year, perhaps. They were like, oh, we're bringing Splinter Cell back as a VR game. And we're like, why?
Why just bring us Sam Fisher?
Let's skip down a little bit here. So obviously Ubisoft are in the middle of being sort of run through the ringer like a bunch of cunts that they are, but hopefully they've flushed that out quite easy, quite well. Hopefully they've fucked their ideas up somewhat, and they can bring us to Splinter Cell. That's not just an open world thing where you run around collecting everything, or hunting for fucking feathers or chickens, or
hey, there's nothing wrong with feather hunting in beautiful parts of Italy.
So the worry, well, yeah, we'll get into it, I suppose, but let's just have a quick further read through this. Excuse me. So he said Splinter Cell needs, CEO Yves Guillemot says the Splinter Cell series needed to evolve before it could make a comeback. I don't know what you were on about there, because you could have just re-released the game as it was. That would have been fine.
Yeah.
The last time we did Splinter Cell, we had lots of pressure from the fans actually saying, don't change it, don't do this, don't do that. So some of the teams were more anxious to work on a brand. That sounds like bullshit to me.
Yeah, that sounds like a cop-out answer. It's like, we were just doing what the fans wanted and we were waiting.
I mean, Blacklist wasn't the greatest, but it was still
fun, though.
Yeah. Now there are some things and some people that are looking at the brand, taking care of the brand. So at one point you will see something, but I can't see more than that. That was him chatting some last year at some point. Yes, that's it. So it's just rumor and speculation, but seems solid considering it's coming from VGC. So, gentlemen, what do we want to see from a new Splinter Cell? Graham, what do you want?
Graham, yes, that's Graham. What would you
like to see, Graham?
I would like to see this add into question 3 in about 10 minutes.
So, obviously, Ian, Ross, and myself, big Splinter Cell fans. What do you?
I would happily, and this may sound a bit controversial, but I wouldn't mind them adding the co-op aspect again, like they do with Conviction.
Yeah, I quite like that.
I think that was quite fun, So hopefully that's something similar to that, whether it's Fisher and his love child that he's training to become a better Splinter Cell agent. So maybe even that, or something similar to that, where it could work. I think that'd be quite fun.
The co-op was always good because what was it? In
Archer
Spy versus
Kestrel.
Mercs, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the.
No, I couldn't think of the characters. The game mode was it Spies versus Mercs where you?
Yeah, it was Spies versus
Mercs.
Merc and then in Conviction they had a single player storyline, well, multiplayer storyline, co-op storyline.
Yeah,
with Archer and Kestrel.
I don't think I played that.
Really good.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. And what about yourself, Ross? Anything you'd like to see from a new Splinter Cell?
I'm trying to remember which one it was. What was the one where you were? It was like undercover, and you had to make sure that you stayed.
Double Agent.
Double Agent.
Isn't that all of them?
Yeah, something like that. You had to basically stay under a certain level of suspicion the full game or something to make sure that you.
Yeah, because you were in
Double
prison
Agent.
for part of it, weren't you?
Yeah, so something like that. That was a really cool aspect. Just any any more of your Sam Fisher stuff with just your stealth gameplay, your cool gadgets. Just more of previous generations. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I'll sort of echo what you guys have said, and I want it to be not again co-op fine or single player. I don't mind, but just a linear selection of levels. I don't want a massive open world. I don't want Sam Fisher infiltrating the entire of Peru or fucking Cuba or some shit. I just want him to go right. Here's a building. Get in there and find the evidence, whether and get out without killing anyone or alerting anyone.
I wouldn't mind like an aspect, like say, with women as a
This
truth.
podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who are the best in men's below the waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. So join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you: 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code Xbox Tavern 20 at manscaped.com. Imagine shaving with a sleek, well-designed and...
Shit in the bed, but I'm watching
Nope,
the Manscaped
my bad.
ad again.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I meant to change audio and I've changed it. The whole fucking thing. My bad. Sorry,
That's all right. I
guys.
thought my thing freaked out. Okay.
Sorry. Technical
Sorry, I
guru
didn't
screw
mean
up.
to derail the
Yes,
the
we're
chat
going
just
to
there.
Manscape again.
Yeah, so I want to see Sam
Dan's
Fisher
going to be
Manscaped.
furious.
Oh,
by the
Dan's
way.
raging. That's me. I'm sacked.
I want Sam Fisher Manscaped. It's just so he can fit into his nice tight spandex suit.
You'd have to imagine with that outfit on, he has to.
Oh,
be
he's definitely
he's
he's
Manscaped.
definitely Manscaped.
He's-
He's wax Manscaped. He's everything.
He's fully waxed. He's got no hair on him.
Get the baby powder out and just fucking slide in there.
Hope for the best.
That's how he gets through the vent so easily. Just
But yeah, like I said, I don't want to see any open world stuff. I would like to see more like the original trilogy, not like not Black. What did we just say it was called? last
Double
one.
Agent Conviction.
Conviction, or I've forgotten the fucking name of it. Blacklist.
Hmm.
That was a little bit. I don't know what it was, but it just didn't quite hit the mark for me. Do you want to see Sam Fisher back, or do you want to see someone new?
Oh, it has to be Sam Fisher. No,
has to be Sam Fisher. That's what I mean. I don't mind seeing someone new if it's in a co-op aspect.
Yeah, introduce somebody like that, like if to run alongside the main game, but don't replace Sam.
No, you can't replace Sam. No, not at all.
Yeah,
Has
you've got
to
bring
be
him back.
Sam.
With Michael Ironside doing the voice, preferably if he's able to.
For a second there, I don't know why I thought you said Michael Owen. I was like, why is Michael Owen getting involved in?
I mean, that would be a different kind of Sam
Yeah,
Fisher.
that'd be
for sure.
like worryingly bad.
And just as long as the person they bring is not as bad as that fucking character of Dead Space 3. What's his fucking
I
name?
thought you were about to say
Carver, innit?
the last of
Carver, yeah.
I thought you were about to say the last of Last of Us.
No,
So it's not
not
bad
no.
as that fucking
Jamie
bitch,
knows
I
my
think.
hatred of Dead Space 3 and
Well,
that
yeah.
fucking co-op partner. So as long as it's something not as bad as him,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah,
I
so
don't mind like a junior person, someone like who wants to be him, wants to be the new Fisher.
Yeah,
maybe, or
trained up
something
to
like
him.
yeah, so
Like
they can
that, but
introduce
not-
a new character as Sam Fisher gets killed off at the end or something. Don't kill him off in this one.
that. Don't
Not
kill
after
him
all
off.
these years.
Oh,
Not after all
imagine
these
that
years.
would be. Oof.
€10 wait to get Sam Fisher back.
Yeah, and he killed off in the first mission.
Open an intro.
Yeah.
As Ian alluded to, there's a separate rumor, which was again via VGC, said they could have Hitman style elements. So, Ian, obviously you're the Hitman man there. Ross,
Yep.
are you a Hitman fan?
I love Hitman.
Okay, I really should play it. Maybe while I'm off next week, I might play it.
Definitely do it.
Play Blood
because
Money. That's
it
fantastic.
should be. I played one of them. I think it was Blood Money. I didn't
Blood
get
Money
one.
was
No, I played
excellent. It's good.
Absolution. Sorry, I didn't
Blood-
like Absolution.
Blood-
Absolution one's the worst ones,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's still good.
Blood
But
Money
you
was
wanna play,
fantastic.
I think Hitman 1 was in Games of Gold, so it should be free for you, the full
Yeah.
first game.
Yeah, but anyway, Splinter Cell it's supposed to have elements like that. So, what do you think that element of Hitman could bring to Splinter Cell, gentlemen? Seeing as I
I
don't
think
know.
you probably would venting and stuff wouldn't really work. But I think the whole aspect of it being open world, many different variety of ways to actually finish a mission.
Yeah, and that's the only thing. Like with
That's the only
Hitman,
thing I can
you're,
think of.
with Hitman, you've got targets. That's who you kill. Splinter Cell's not quite like that. You don't just have one person to kill. So I don't know
Yeah, you've
how.
got like an army to kill,
Yeah, I don't know how
or
that
bodyguards and stuff.
that would work. But the whole, you don't have to just follow the path of a building or the path of. I remember one of them not at like an election, and you were chasing somebody through the back parts of the election. You could only go one way, whereas if you still had to achieve an objective, but it was like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something like Fallout for example, and it doesn't matter how you get to that place to complete the mission. You can just get there however you want to get to it. That would be, that
So
would
you
be
could
pretty cool.
run in the gun, kill everyone,
Yeah.
kill the boss, and then run out.
Yeah,
Or you could do it more stealthily,
yeah.
as Graham would love, and quiet.
Yeah, see, I like that idea where it opens it up more. So again, like our other favorite, Dishonored, you know, you've got 10, 20 different routes you can go and different options. But yeah, no, third person or first person? We'll stick to third person, I assume.
Third, 100% third.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, even if you have a toggle switch, how in between first and third, but it has to be third.
I just don't like stealth games if they're in first person.
Splinter Cell works brilliantly in third person, and if you're going to do first person, it's got to be really shit screen where it's too, so you can't see anything.
Yeah. I just because I think that's one of the reasons that I stood out against Dishonored. Like, if it was third person, I'd have probably enjoyed it a lot more. But just
Fair.
First person just didn't grab me on it.
Yeah, it's tricky. I don't mind either. I prefer first, but I'm quite happy to play Splinter Cell in third person. But yes, obviously this is just a rumor, so we could be waiting fucking another 10 years at this rate before they get their ass into gear. But you never know. We might see something maybe next E3 or something. When's that normally? April, May, June sort of time.
June. Let's go to E3.
Let's maybe not next year. Maybe the year after. We'll figure something out. We will figure something out. But yeah, so new Splinter Cell in the works. Hopefully, at last, after a fucking long wait.
Too long.
Graham, are you excited?
Yeah, I was just being stealthy with this conversation. That's how excited I am for
You're
it.
a fucking stealth maniac, you are. Didn't even notice you'd gone.
Yeah, I was hiding in the shadows behind my eyes, making it look like I was awake.
Yeah.
So,
He's
all
gonna
right,
put a picture
before,
of himself. And he's gonna go off and get himself a cup of tea or something.
before we move on, then, is there anything that a Splinter Cell could do to get you interested? How about that? If they went more like Blacklist or something, where it had a bit more action to it, would you?
They played FIFA in it.
No, it's not about being sports. The whole game's based off a stealth premise. It's not going to win me in. It's not going to buy me in as much as you aren't going to play Football Manager, Jay.
Well, I mean, you've got a point there.
Coming to Game Pass next month.
Yeah, that's like saying, is there anything a Football Manager can entice you into it?
If they let me play with all rules off, so I can just red card everyone.
You realise that if we put it to a poll next month, just with the sheer hatred that's been spewed on this podcast, Twitter's going to hijack it so it's Football Manager. You realise that?
Yeah, they bloody better not. But if they do, I will play it. I'll do fucking dreadful at it, but I will play it.
But you're falling on your sword there because he gives like Psychonauts to it, just like someone else did.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah,
True.
I
installed that.
I'm more a man of my word. I'd play it. I'll live up to it. Anyway, we're getting off track. So yeah, new Splinter Cell hopefully sooner rather than later, I should say. But what we're not getting anytime soon is a new Fable. And speaking of Fable, last week I think while we were on the show, I think it was pretty much when we started, they put up a tweet. Was it Xbox Xbox game published, studios publishing?
Yeah,
So
that was it.
we're excited to kick off something special tomorrow. Just give us one more day to prepare the chickens. And we got excited. And then they followed that up with a reply, said we'd call it our Fable anniversary, but that name was already taken. So everybody was like, oh, excited. We were excited. We said we'll talk about it next week. Can't wait. This was due to be talking about the day after our recording last week. And then they pretty much deleted it and said, sorry for any confusion.
We have no news.
We have no game news.
We have no news.
Tomorrow,
Shit,
any info
bastards.
about Playground's upcoming Fable game.
Bastards.
So basically, they
I
were
can
just
imagine there was a
fucking
stern
trolling.
email going around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Big Phil got on the phone and was like, what the fuck
Okay,
are you on about?
playing it, guys.
We weren't meant to announce this yet.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So there was no news, unfortunately. So the news is that there was no news, which is a bit of a shitter. Graham, are you devastated after the Splinter Cell stealth chat? Does this break your heart even further?
Yeah, pretty livid. Looking forward to a good Fable game. Been one for a long time, and then yeah, easy come, easy go. It's just the tiniest bit of news, and even that was too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they couldn't have been any more blatant, could they? It wouldn't even like they somehow like hid a message in there. It was
Yeah.
literally they said Fable anniversary and chickens. And
Yeah.
then they were like, "Oh, sorry, we fucked up." And did they actually announce anything? I didn't see anything come out of it anyway.
I've not heard
No,
anything to
nothing.
do with anything.
Yeah,
There
They
was,
went,
no,
like-
we're not doing anything, and then there was just silence. Like
Yeah.
nothing's been done since.
there was those tweets, and then that was it. It was like,
so either someone fucked up with the scheduling and put the wrong date, or they just were bored, or maybe it was the last day on the job. Like, fuck it,
Fuck
this is
it.
fucking messing up.
somebody's,
So yeah, this will break the internet.
somebody's used Hootsuite and went, right, 21st of November and hit 10 instead of 11.
Yeah.
Schedule. Fuck.
Shit.
Fuck.
Shit.
God damn it.
Yeah, you imagine it's a scheduling error, probably. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
Yes, we'll see if this tweet resurfaces at some point in the near future, maybe. But
If it's just the exact same tweet as well. They haven't changed a word about it, just. There we go.
just redo it again. Just everyone will be like, "Hang on, deja vu."
They'll be
On a
happy
massive
with it.
scale. Yeah, they fucked that up. But what they did announce was an Xbox 20th anniversary stream on the 15th of November.
Woohoo!
So announced on the Wire blog, Xbox Wire blog, I should say. It'll take place starting at 10 a.m. PT, 1 p.m. ET, and 5 p.m. GMT.
You have to imagine, with it being an anniversary event, Fable gets mentioned there.
Yes.
Like,
So
come on.
Yeah, well, you
It
would hope
has
so.
to be.
that could be where the tweet was coming from.
Yeah.
But then the very next line is, while we won't announce any new games, its anniversary broadcast will be a special look back at 20 years of Xbox, said Xbox Game Studios head Matt Booty, who has a great name.
Booty!
So yeah, so no new games, but that doesn't rule out, like you said, Fable or, excuse me, more on Halo, more on perhaps Fall. No, it'd be after Forza, wouldn't it?
Forza's out in the 9th.
Yeah. So yeah, that'd be exciting. I can't believe it's been 20 years.
Oh.
Because obviously, think about this. Think about it. They might have done it like a month too late, a month early. I mean, because around obviously the 14th will be like a month's time from when the original tweet went out of the Fable thing, and obviously the event is on the 15th, which is the Monday.
Yeah.
So maybe that was what's meant to happen. Was
Yeah.
maybe they meant to do it for November, the second Sunday in November.
Yeah.
Instead, they did it for the Sunday.
Cocked it up, yeah.
Cocked up.
But yeah, so hopefully there'll be some more information on upcoming games. Maybe a new Halo beta or something. I know we're not long after that will be the release, but they might squeeze another one in. Something about Fable, perhaps. I'm trying to think of other games they've got announced that they won't, that they could talk about.
I seen something on Twitter the other day that there's, I can't remember what it was. It was basically a rundown of about 25 or 27 things that Microsoft had in the pipeline, and like reading through it, it was just mind blowing how much they actually have coming and how much that they've spoke about already, but you haven't heard anything else because it was like, this studio has just started this project, you're 5 years away from even seeing much about it, but they've still got it all ready to roll, and it was just unreal seeing how much they've got lined up.
Speaking of what they've got lined up, there was something about Starfield the other day, wasn't there, where they put out a thing showing the settled systems?
Oh, was this about Skyrim size worlds?
Yeah, I'm sure I put the tweet in our podcast chat that the worlds will be the same size as Skyrim, and there's multiple worlds.
See, that's, as I think Graham said, that it's either going to be a copy and paste fest, or it's going to be
That is
just
fucking
insane amount of-
nuts.
I was
That-
yeah, I mean, it's going to be the same amount of content or just loads of empty space.
Yeah, that
No pun
That's the
intended.
risk.
that install size is going to be 150 gig, at least.
At least.
At least. Well,
I didn't actually watch the trailer yet, but
I mean, the thing is, don't get me wrong. You might jump in a game and there's 3 planets, and then the 3 planets are really well filled, loads to do in it. And I don't think anybody would complain if you had 3 really well filled Skyrim-sized planets. Nobody's expecting it to be a whole galaxy of 20 different planets you can visit, all the size of Skyrim. For
it'd
example.
probably be more like 200 gig because in Crocker Ship Warzone it's like 133.
Yeah, so
yeah, but that packs a lot of shit in there.
I think if they keep it sensible, 3-4 planets that revolve around the whole game, that'll be what they're aiming for with the Skyrim sized planets. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's only like a couple Skyrim sized planets, the rest are little teeny tiny ones.
you're
This is
going to
true, yeah,
need that because too many you risk either getting burnout or repetition's going to set in, or as you said, there's too many empty spaces, and it's just there's a lot of risk involved in making something that big.
Or it will be packed so dense that it will just be incredibly hard to get into because you'd like, well, I've got this fucking planet-sized thing to explore here, but I've also got one over there, and I've only got 3 hours a night to play. Like, how am I going to fucking get into it?
The thing is, this is Bethesda that's making them. Bethesda don't always put out the best quality of games in regards to bugs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Tell me a Bethesda game that doesn't have an engrossing world.
Morrowind.
Right, that was a fairly old game.
I was going to say at the time it probably
recently, like if you think about it, like,
that's going old days.
Yeah, Oblivion, big, loads to do. Skyrim, Fallout 3, New Vegas. Well, no Vegas was there, but 4. They have a reputation for not only making huge games, but huge games with loads in them.
Yeah.
So I don't think they would be stupid enough to do. It was one of the things that always used to piss me off about Dragon Age 2. You would be based where you had to base, and then one of them was like in a cave somewhere, and every cave was exactly the same. Didn't matter how far into the game you got, the cave layout was exactly the same. I don't think Bethesda are stupid enough to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've had the best part of a decade, haven't they, to put this all together as well. So we could end up with something expansive and, as you were saying, not just rinse and repeat. Here's yet another identikit cave or building or what have you.
I mean, like you say, I think that's the fear that they do something that's this expansive and they cock it up by being too ambitious. But I think Bethesda's got enough of a track record to be sensible about it.
Yeah.
So, but they might get carried away because they need. I don't know if Bethesda need it, but Xbox really needs this game to be knocked out the park because this is like Bethesda was their flagship purchase, and this is going to be the first one that's really the main showcase of this partnership. So they need it to be God of War-esque in regards to quality.
Yeah. If anything's going to make that 7.3 billion back,
it needs to be something like this. Yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully that will again show at this 20th anniversary showcase, perhaps, as well as some of the other games we mentioned. But yeah, so that's exciting. 15th. I don't know if you guys want to do a sort of a watch along or anything for it, but
yeah, I'm down for that.
Maybe we could figure something out for that.
What does the 15th fall on? 15th falls
Monday.
On a Monday. Yeah, that should be fine.
At 5 p.m. So yeah, I'm sure we can.
Oh, well, I'll be working till 5 actually. So no, then I'd miss the first X amount. Miss the first 45 minutes. So
just tell your boss, look, it's important. It's
listen,
20
bitch,
years.
I'm away.
Get Beth to cover for you.
Was that you talking about work, or was that you talking about the actual boss?
Yeah,
it's difficult to keep on top of these things.
I mean, one or the other,
either boss. We need to clarify what.
Yeah, check with both of them. As long as one okays it, you're fine.
Exactly.
Along the same sort of line, again at this showcase, we could see more acquisitions because Phil Spencer has reiterated that they're not done with buying people or purchasing companies, I should say. He said, as part of a chat at the Wall Street Journal Tech Live event, he said something about always looking out for new studios. He also made sure to note there's no quota, no timeline in which this needs to take place. So he could be, tomorrow, it could be next year, it could be 2 years down the line, but it still seems they're looking for more people to partner with. Obviously, Sega comes to mind. Square Enix, Take-Two that were rumored recently, and there was another one, wasn't it? Oh, Ubisoft, wasn't it?
Ubisoft was one, yeah.
Do you think they're going to go that big?
No, I was listening to Sacred Symbols Plus, I think it was, which is Colin Moriarty's show, and he had a legal expert on there, and they were talking about in order to buy someone like Take-Two, the sheer amount of hurdles you'd have to jump, not just financially, but going through the investors, going through the management board, etc., just would be almost not impossible, but you'd be looking at probably more than even a company like Microsoft would be willing to invest.
But then
whereas someone smaller like Sega, maybe, possibly.
Is Take-Two?
Sega will be fun.
Is Take-Two bigger than Bethesda?
Yeah.
Think so?
If you consider, you've got GTA, you've got
I suppose like that,
the sports license like NBA and WWE and stuff like that. And also their I don't know if Bethesda were, but Take-Two are a public company, so you'd have to buy out the shareholders as well, take a majority. It all business far
more complicated than
far
us.
above my head. I don't
Gaming
really
plebs need to worry about.
Yeah. But again, someone smaller like Sega perhaps, or even push Ubisoft.
Can they buy like 2K Gearbox or Borderlands for me is free every year? Cause that'd be really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it's still not done with purchases, so we might see something maybe at this event if we're lucky. But yeah, so was it I forgot what date I said now, the 15th, wasn't it? At 5 p.m. UK time, and then whatever that translates to American time, because I can't remember now.
5 hours.
Yeah,
5 hours.
5 hours for the 5 hours for the East Coast, 7 for the West.
East to go.
So yeah, so we'll watch that, and hopefully we'll see some cool stuff on there.
Whoop, whoop.
Again, 20 years. Cheers to Xbox, 20 years almost.
20 years.
Party.
I still remember picking up like it was yesterday. Anyway, in case there's more games announced, not that they'll announce new games, but updates to games, we could always use some extra storage in our console. That was fucking that was terrible.
Do I need a left arm or a right arm? Which one can I afford to get rid of?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. How many kids you got? You could probably get rid of one of them.
True, yeah. I can always knock one more out, so it's fine. Just keep us like an endless cycle of just however many updates I need to do.
So, as we, I think, alluded to a couple of weeks ago, they finally announced varying sizes of their SSD expansion card. One at 512 gig and one at 2 terabytes. And so they go on addition to the 1 terabyte one that's already out there. The 512 one is $139.99 US, which I'm not really sure what that translates, about 100 quid in it. In good old,
probably.
In good
old
money.
English monies.
They're probably making shit like 129.
Yeah, I think I saw that somewhere. And then the 2 terabyte version is $399.99 US, and I believe it was about £380 when I saw the information somewhere.
Wow,
which is a fucking hell of an amount. Again, the storage is fast and it's good and it works just like the internal stuff. But Jesus Christ, that is I might as well buy another console.
That is steep.
Exactly, you might as well buy another. Yeah,
that is
It's more than the S though, isn't it?
Yeah, because the S not too
nice. I'm saying. You might as well buy a Series X and just have 2 consoles with a terabyte each.
Well, that's what I said. I was going to get an external. I was going to get another hard drive, and I realized I was just getting S because at least I have 2 consoles. I want to do something, more co-op with a missus or something. So at least I've got 2 consoles to do it. But that's what I've done. I was like, fuck buying another external hard drive, just get an S.
Yeah, that's extreme. That
is a hell of a lot of money. Again, they're very fast and they're very clever and powerful and stuff. But the 1 terabyte is sticking its price. What is it now? Is £180? Is that right?
Yeah.
No,
the cheapest. Sorry, more than that.
No, it's more than that.
That was £30, isn't it? Yeah.
That was when it was down on offer. It was that price, yeah.
The cheapest in the offer was 150.
I mean, 150 for 1 terabyte extra storage. I'm not complaining that much at that. I'm quite happy to go to that. But anything on top of that's
Yeah, so
I just don't need it. That's the thing. I've got to the point now where I'm actually quite clever in managing my Series S games. And then any other games that doesn't need Series S will just go on my external hard drive, which is like 4 terabytes, and that works fine.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've got like 12 games installed at the moment, and one of them is Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that's 100 gig.
Yeah, I forgot I had that installed the other day. I was trying to put something on there. I was like, why have I got no space left? I looked at that. I was like, why is that still on there?
I had the same with mine and Gears 5. I was like, why have I got Gears 5 still installed?
I think Borderlands as well. Borderlands in the 90 gigs as well. It's huge. So
obviously, you can only play one game at a time, can't you? And it's nice to have several installed, so you haven't got bothered re-download and stuff. But 400 quid for a 2 terabytes external hard drive just takes the biscuit, as they say. But if that's your bag and you've got more money than sense, how about it? It'll be out in December.
I just can't picture why you would need 3 terabytes of super fast storage. I cannot work it out.
Yeah, Dan, why? I said Dan got 2 of them.
He's got one of the 1 terabytes. He's got 2 terabytes of storage, but he doesn't game, so I don't know why the fuck he bought it.
For all those games he completes.
Yeah, for all those games that he turns on, plays for 20 minutes, and then goes,
the only mild argument I would make for it is I use my Series S a lot for travel because I work away and stuff, which has only got about 380 gig you could use. So plugging one of these in would let me install more games. So when I take it away, I've got more choice because the
That's
fucking hotel
fine,
Wi-Fi is shit.
because that's good
but-
because you can take it around with you. Put all the games that you want to play.
I would also say there is one small caveat that contradicts Microsoft. If they're going to be bringing cloud gaming to the console, why the fuck
Exactly.
do you need to have more storage?
Not only that,
I mean, again,
but
obviously it's
even the
internet-based,
380 gig isn't more than enough to have enough game. I've got about 25 games on my Series S that I can play.
but yeah.
I don't need any extra storage.
I just like obviously this cloud stuff's going to be based on how well your internet connection is and things like that. But even still, why do you need to have two terabytes worth of storage if you don't need to install games and you can just play them online?
Because it's only the Game Pass ones that are cloud.
But even still, that's a big chunk of games.
It
Yeah.
is.
I mean, that would take Microsoft Flight Simulator. There's 100 gig that I don't need to worry about having installed on my computer.
I'm not sure that's one of them that you can do yet.
No, but I'm just saying if they decide to bring cloud gaming
It will
to
be though,
Game Pass completely, that's 100 gig that I don't need to worry about storage now. Factor in that and then Gears, another 100 gig. Fable whenever it
Halo.
comes out. Forza, Halo.
Starfield at 500 gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got laughing.
Yeah,
Oh.
Gears don't need to worry about too much.
So it's just I get why they've done it because people love having storage. Like my PC, for example, I've got 8 terabytes worth of storage in it. Don't need 8 terabytes, but it was a good deal. I bought it.
8
and it's,
terabytes. Fucking hell.
It's a lot of
Gotta
grot.
fit- I'm going to say you got to fit their porn on there somewhere.
oh
That's it.
yeah!
All those naked Dan pictures.
Hey, those naked Dan pictures are starting to add up.
Yeah, I'll bet. Especially the size of them.
Oh.
Anyway,
Impressed
yeah,
their
so
bad boys.
if you want more storage, go for it. It'll be out in December, but if you're not, then just use your broadband and the super fast SSD to update your hard drive every day,
Whoop, whoop.
as we all do. Right. So one more quick one, and then we'll get on to what we've been playing, etc., etc. Cyberpunk. We all love a bit of Cyberpunk. Well, most of us. And somehow, even though
doesn't?
it's already been out for a year, it's still got a delay.
Yeah.
So it was notorious for delays before it started, and now they've just delayed the next generation update, I should say, which was due out this year. It's now coming out in 2022 at some point, as well as the Witcher 3's update, which there was a story Monday or Tuesday saying, "Oh, it's coming out immediately because the ESRB have just rated it,"
Yes.
and everyone got all excited, and then they went, "Actually, wait a minute, stop,
Hold.
wait,
Yeah.
wait,
Me
fuck you."
Me included. Me, I was like, oh my god, it's going to drop. I cannot wait.
Yeah, everybody got excited, and then they were like, "Actually, it's not coming out till next year." So, bye.
I didn't install the 85 gig game with all its DLCs and stuff to get ready to play the new
Just in
fancy
case, yeah.
edition. Yep. No, I didn't do that.
No set date. They just said first quarter of 2022 for Cyberpunk and second quarter for Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Apologies for the extended wait. We want to make it right. Why? Just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't. Yeah, like just be quiet. Shut up.
You know the thing is, I can only. This is nothing to do with the Witcher side of things. The Witcher side of things will be ready to drop. They are bricking themselves about trying to get this Cyberpunk next gen upgrade perfect because they know that
definitely.
they need to get people
They
back.
can't fuck this up.
No, they need to get people back on their side. They can hide behind the excuse of, oh, it wasn't meant for the previous generation and we were building everything to make this current generation look the best possible game that it could be. And if it comes out and it looks fucking balls to the wall fantastic, people will go, oh yeah, actually, now that we've seen it, I can see where they're coming from. If it's shit, they're fucked.
It's the thing. It's not going to be a fucking life-changing upgrade. Though, is it?
Well,
It's going to be
But no,
slightly shinier.
no, it has to be. It has to be.
No, it has to be, but it's not going to be, is it?
The way that they're
Nope.
delaying it, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt that they'll do big changes to it.
Mm.
Maybe it's just
Maybe
because I'm quite generous towards CD Projekt Red, but I've got faith that what they bring out will look amazing.
Yeah, maybe it'll make it a good game then.
I think the
Speaking of which,
I'm not biting. You've already pissed me off in the next part. I'm not biting this one. I'm keeping my rant for later.
that's about the news for the week. There was several other stories, but that will do us for the top of the pile. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening so far. And we're on to our opposite 30-day video game challenge. So, what one are we on? Day 3.
You know what? I do you know what? Jamie, please go first.
If we don't want this
Oh.
podcast to be 2.5 hours.
I was going to say, you buckle in, everybody, because I'm about to set some fires. So day 3 is a game that is overrated. And personally, for me, I'm going to go for the aforementioned Witcher 3. Now then, before Ross fucking reaches through the screen and tears me a new one, it's not a good game. I did enjoy it for the most part, but I don't see why everybody has this fucking like worship-worthy like affection for it. It's good, but it's not. I would rather play Skyrim.
Fucking great.
I would rather play Skyrim.
Why? Why would you rather? Give me a reason why Skyrim is better than The Witcher.
Well,
please.
Ross is going full Scottish now.
Please
Mainly-
give me a reason.
Mainly for the first person, but also I prefer the world.
You
of
can go
Skyrim.
first. No, you
And
can't
I
go
prefer-
first. The world. What's better in the world?
I just prefer the way it's laid out, the
Why?
way it's it's segmented up. The thing that I didn't like about The Witcher was it felt very plodding, and it felt very. It was almost like it was trying to be too clever with its systems, like all the different things you can put on your sword, or the oils are they called?
Uh-huh.
Put on the sword, and the different magic and stuff. A lot
Not
of
the
it I just ignored.
7,000 spells that you can do in Skyrim.
I just
5,000 different
and I was
shouts that
this
you
is
can
too
do in
much.
Skyrim.
This is too much. And again, it's not that I didn't enjoy it eventually, because the first couple of hours I fucking hated. But once I got into it, I thought, this is pretty good. But I wouldn't say it was one of the best games ever, and I wouldn't say it was worthy of all the praise that the internet bestows upon it, even though I finished it. It just didn't really float my boat as it seems to have done for a lot of other people.
Who was the most?
Ross, you may now kill me. Thank you.
Who was the most exciting character in Skyrim?
I don't know. No
Oh,
one.
that's right, because you don't know any of the
enjoyed the
characters
world.
in Skyrim.
I don't
because
know any
they're
of the characters in
shit.
Witcher either.
Who was your main companion in Skyrim? The first one you always get.
The Lydia.
Lydia.
Lydia, that's the main
Sworn
one.
to carry my burdens.
Yeah.
No
That's
one's
it.
sworn to carry my burdens.
That's
in
how
Witcher.
amazing.
She is the MVP.
That's how
Skyrim.
amazing Skyrim is. You get the first companion and you go, fuck it, that's the one I'm going to stick with. The full fucking game.
No, I went to a couple of the others, but I always went back to Lydia.
You
because she was
slut.
sworn carrying my burdens. Yeah, no, like I said, it's not that I didn't enjoy Witcher. It just,
It's just
I don't know,
you
it
don't
just
have
felt
any
a bit-
taste
It's just
in
Lydia
games.
wasn't there to carry your burdens.
yeah, it just. I finished it. I was like, yeah, that was decent enough, and then moved on with my life. Whereas everybody seems to go, I can't wait for this upgrade of The Witcher, or I've played it 100 times. Nah, not for me.
Fair enough.
I don't want this podcast to go
Hello,
4
darkness,
hours.
my old friend. That's what I was thinking now.
The only way I just can't think of any. I love Skyrim. I've played Skyrim on every generation that Skyrim's came out on. I've played it on the Switch. I've played it on the original Xbox. I've played it remastered. I've played it special edition. I've played it on the PC. I've played it on the PlayStation. I've played Skyrim on every feasible thing that I can play it on. I've not played it on my fridge because I'm not that rich to afford one of the fucking fridges. But still, I've played Skyrim everywhere it can be played. I love Skyrim. I'm a Bethesda fanboy. It doesn't touch Witcher 3. Not even close. It doesn't have the storyline. It doesn't have the characters. It doesn't have the looks. It doesn't have the back. It maybe rivals the backstory. I'll give it that. It doesn't come close. There is no game that comes close in regards to everything that Witcher 3 adds in together.
I mean, you say you're a Bethesda fanboy, but you did call Starfield StarCraft.
Fuck off. That's more just me being an idiot. Not it's not to do with being fanboy. I also thought that Back 4 Blood was in Game Pass.
It is now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So you
I
disagree is the tone of that bit.
basically, yeah. I mean, I did enjoy. Was it the Baron's Quest? The bloody Baron.
One of
whatever his name is?
one of the longest and most arduous quests in the game was one of the things you enjoyed most about it, but you didn't think the rest of it.
I did enjoy that part, but
Have you completed it?
what, Witcher 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Eventually, yeah. It took me a long time, but I got there. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's not that I didn't enjoy playing it. I just don't see why everybody's like, oh, it's the second coming of
the greatest game
Zelda
ever.
or something. Yeah, it's all right.
You know what? You maybe just realise a game that is more overrated than one I put down.
What?
Yep.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
okay. Skyrim.
But yeah, so basically
No,
now
not
I've upset
Skyrim. No,
everybody.
not Skyrim.
So not only is everybody fucked off because Daniel's not here, now they've all fucked off because I've upset him because I don't like
Exactly.
The Witcher, the best game ever made. All right, Ross, have a rebuttal then. Go on. Let me hear your hot takes so I can shout you down.
I was going to say Dishonored just to poke the proverbial hornet's nest, but Fortnite, Roblox, Warzone, games that are just this rinse and repeat.
Battle Royale.
Not even because I like PUBG, so I can't say that, but just this rinse and repeat of we're not really going to do anything better. We're just going to give you shiny new things that you can get every different campaign, and it's amazing. Doesn't like gameplay mechanics don't get changed or ways to play the game. You don't have to change your skill level in the game. Like a game like, for example, Rainbow Six Siege. With the new operators, it changes the meta, so you have to adapt how you play the game to stay relevant. For example,
Yeah.
Games like, it's not one of my cups of tea, but games like Street Fighter or Tekken, they introduce new characters that are better against what might have been the meta beforehand, so therefore they work out better and things like that. Fortnite, no, it's just, oh look, we can introduce Ariana Grande as a skin and you have to spend £40 to buy it. Oh, buy.
I'll go get them sweet V-Bucks, Ross.
Don't get me wrong, right? If I've earned V-Bucks, I'll use them to buy stuff, but it's not like, oh my god, I'm a massive Star Wars fan and the Mandalorian's there as a outfit, let me spend all my money on it. So
Much for the younger generation, that one, isn't it?
I don't like games that fleece people, even though I'm a FIFA player, but I don't spend money on FIFA, so it's fine. There's nothing. Fortnite doesn't change, and it still grows, and that pisses me off. Where games like Skyrim, Witcher 3, Dishonored, any of these games that we all love, they don't get the love that they should do because they're not
social enough.
They're not
kids.
they're not viral. They're not cool.
And you can't put fucking Kratos teabagging Master Chief as he dances doing
exactly.
a little happy dance or something.
It's just it's not popular because it's a good game. It's popular because it's cheap kicks.
Something like that, skins really pissed me off. Like at the moment now, as one of my friends was saying about in Warzone now, like everyone's just got screen masks on because that's a new thing for Halloween. So every time you run into someone, it's all got a screen mask. Like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I would argue that Fortnite is a good game to play, but I agree with you in the way that it's not really. It's more about the spending money on getting the different skins and the back blings or whatever shit is.
See, I don't think I'll ever change my Fortnite skin.
No, I've got like the basic ones, and I've unlocked other ones just by getting higher up the battle pass by just playing it. But I've got
a sexy purple one that Graham loves his ass.
Oh yeah,
but like I've never went out and went, oh my god, I need to get the new Iron Man skin that's there, or the Wolverine skin, or something like that. It's just if I get it, then through playing the game, then fantastic, because I play it with the wee man and he loves it. He thinks it's great, but I'm just like. That's why I put like PUBG. At least there's some skill-based element to PUBG.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it's just
still PUBG PUBG's too slow for me now. I like more fast-paced stuff.
But I think that's why I like it, because it is meant to be more tactical. So I think that's why I feel it's more realistic and it's more enjoyable. Whereas Fortnite's just like, oh look, how high can I build my tower so you can't shoot me?
Yeah, but if you get the flames, you can burn them down. But
speed builders.
I haven't played Fortnite for ages, and at the height of my Fortnite playing, when I was playing that every day, I almost bought the Master Chief skin with real monies, and then I was like, "What are you doing? Don't, just put it down." And then I haven't really touched it since then, to be fair.
Did you buy the car though, didn't you?
Not with real monies. I bought again, as Ross said, with money I earned in the game. I've never spent a penny of it on my own money on it, but. Ross, does your son? You say you play it with him. Do you let him buy anything?
Only what we earn. No, when he plays it on his console, if he wants to buy something and he's behaved, I'll get him V-Bucks. But if we're playing it, us two together on my Xbox, I'm like, no, I'm not wasting my money for anything that sits on my console that I'm going to see once in a blue moon that you decide you want to play Fortnite with me.
Yeah. That's
So,
fair enough, that's fair enough.
Same goes for like Roblox, for example, with the Robux. If he wants to buy something on his version of the game, then fire it and he can do that. If he's been well behaved, he'll get treats. I'm not going to buy V-Bucks so that if he wants to play bloody natural disaster, he gets a green balloon that makes sure he doesn't die.
Yeah.
So I don't mind spending money for his sake on his version, but not for. I wouldn't spend my money on it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But cool. So we've sort of argued back and forth there, Ross. I'm still fond of you though.
Yes. Still love you, Jay.
Even if you have a bad taste in good video games.
What, like Dishonored?
I'll take that. Graham, you've been very quiet.
Yeah.
Talk to us. Tell us.
Oh, fuck you, Graham.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Looking at your list.
Fuck off, Graham. You added that one.
Ian, what have you got to say?
That was
Yeah,
angry.
we can go to you less. Well, obviously, I'm just not a huge fan of them. The Uncharted series.
Ian, sorry, go back to Graham. Sorry. No, I can't decide.
But because we're going Xbox, I thought it'd be nice. But I still think it's overrated and pretty shit. It's Dragon Age.
Oh,
I mean, the original Dragon Age Origins. I
That's
would
all of them.
argue
All of them.
is one of the better games of the series.
Dragon
the
Age
last two, yeah.
Dragon Age Origins was fantastic.
Yeah, the OG one was awesome.
2 was a steaming pile of dog shit.
I can't remember which one I started. It must have been the first one. I just felt it was too slow.
First one was really,
And that's why I just started playing. It's like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is far too slow for me. I want something a bit more action-packed and slides in quite quickly.
The thing is,
Okay.
what I learned playing Dragon Age was the first Dragon Age I played it as just your standard RPG, just fire around, level up, give characters better weapons, armor, shit like that. Second one, much the same. The third one was when I really started to play Dragon Age the way that Dragon Age was designed to be played. So
was that Inquisition or is that
Inquisition's the third one? Yeah. So it was like you weren't pausing the game, but you were stopping time, and it like zoomed all the way out, and you could control all your characters individually. So you could have your mage sit back to cast healing areas that you could go in, your tank to go and take damage, your rogue to do damage for a distance. And that was when I started playing Dragon Age like that, how they had put that system in place to do it. Doing that made 3 much more enjoyable, because the first time I played it like I played 1, and it was great, but it was lacking, and I don't think it helped that it wasn't out too far before Witcher 3 as well.
I knew it'd come back to this.
I also want Dragon Age. I don't say Dragon Age just to fuel Pete hatred as well. I know how much he loves him.
But the thing is, like, it's one of these things where it's like, do you prefer fantasy or sci-fi? Because if you like Dragon Age, you prefer that over Mass Effect. Do you like sci-fi? You prefer Mass Effect over Dragon Age?
Yeah, that's I prefer like sci-fi elements, and
so
Dragon Age just didn't do it for me.
That's the same as me. I prefer sci-fi, so Mass Effect always takes the precedent over Dragon Age for me. But I don't think Dragon Age is particularly bad, just not up to other RPG levels.
Yeah, I think it's just I prefer more futuristic sci-fi stuff, and just too slow. There's probably another reason why I'm not a fan of Lord of the Rings. It's just too fantasy, too slow.
Sorry, what now?
Oh yeah, I never watched any of the Lord of the Rings. Never watched any of them. Not interested.
Likewise, Ian. Likewise. I'm not interested in watching them.
Like anytime, sometimes we've got a group chat and mention Lord of the Rings, I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
It has been a pleasure being on this podcast, guys, but I don't know if I can socialise with people who have no taste whatsoever.
Yeah.
Do you come all the way down to London for these people?
Exactly. Yeah. More fool me.
I'm with you on that one, Russ. I enjoyed those films, and I enjoyed Dragon Age 2.
So
fair.
We got a clear divide here.
On a wee quick point there in regards to just films and that. So if you prefer more not the fantasy side of things like Lord of the Rings, would something like, just because I just seen it the other day, Dune be an interest to you?
Dune, never heard of it.
Oh, it's been all in the news the last week or
Oh
so.
man,
Yeah, I've no interest in watching it, but yeah, I've seen the adverts and
yes.
the chatter about it.
Oh,
Got a bit of a mixed bag. I'm somewhat interested in seeing it.
I feel sick to my stomach tonight.
June, the 6 month from the type Google June because we fucking June is the 6th month in the year, Pegs.
Not June.
Not June. I stand Dune.
Oh,
Dune.
Dune. I look it up June.
Dune.
And then I looked up June film. It was a Bollywood film. I was like, what? Like, okay, you guys crack on. I'm not doing
No. Dune.
Oh, June. It's a Scottish. No, probably not.
Oh, fuck you then.
Cool. All right. Well, let's rip the band-aid straight off. Graham, please upset everybody else. Now that we've fucked everybody else off.
Shots fired.
Finish the job.
Yeah, I had a strong thing in the room, but something that always keeps popping up, and there's so much fanboy-ish around it. Never got into and could not deal with Half-Life or Half-Life 2 or any of that Half-Life series. Yeah.
Even would you count Portal as well, or
that's just one of these Klingon shitbergs that sort of stick to the toilet because of Half-Life. It's like one shit exists because the other does.
I never played Half-Life, so I can.
Oh, Ross! I
fuck you, Ross.
Be like,
you can't have a go at us, and then you say that shit.
oh, I thought he was gonna rip into him right then. He's like, oh,
No,
I'm with you.
Never played it.
Yeah,
This
you
is
could
probably the
both
most
suck
divided
Dan's nods
podcast
on that
has
one.
been.
We've proper separated ourselves here.
That's it. Episode 53 is going to be a versus.
Yeah, just seeing all the fanboys around it saying, "Oh, when's the third one going to come out?" Sucking, where's that Gabe Newell's balls, or whatever it is? Fucking make it happen.
Before you carry on, have you played Half-Life 2 at least?
A little bit, yeah. It's boring as fuck. Ooh, he's got telekinesis. Could not give a fuck. A lot of games have it. It's nothing new. Get on with it.
It was at the time, but
It was peak at the time, but yeah.
Okay. So is there anything, if you were to say, sit down and play that? Oh, I don't know. I've lost my train of thought. Play it, Graham. Why aren't you playing Half-Life?
What's wrong with it? Like, yeah, it's just a great storyline. It's brilliant. Yeah, of course, it's a silent protagonist.
The gameplay, just the
But the gameplay's
gameplay and
brilliant.
the physicsness of it. It's great.
You can talk about the physics all you want. You did the same with Portal. It doesn't make it any more fun.
Portal was
That's
fantastic.
the whole point.
Portal's fantastic. You can't knock Portal. You have to try Portal.
Portal was
I have
epic.
tried it, Portal. I still didn't like it.
What is wrong with you, man? Portal is awesome.
There's no footballs in it, that's why.
I was going to say, what about if they got Messi as the main character?
Yeah, if Lionel Messi was the main character.
It's not purely sports. It's RPGs too. Stick your stealth, stick your portal, and fuck yourself with the portals.
What if you could level up
That'd be
your
a good
portal
idea.
gun?
Yeah, buy a portal gun, stick Gabe no knob on one and stick your ass in the other.
All right, Greg, carry on breaking our heart then. What else you think is overrated?
Just all of the Call of Duty series. They're just not appealing at all. And it was the kids that played that stuff, kids and pedos, and then that just migrated over to Fortnite. Now there's a variety of kids and pedo games.
I can't say I disagree with the Call of Duty. I've never I quite enjoy the campaigns, but that's about it.
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the zombie modes. They really pissed me off.
Yeah, I mean there was zombies.
The campaigns are fine.
Yeah, zombie gave you a good laugh sometimes, but the campaigns had some good ups to them. But some of them are just.
I think one of the most hated Call of Duties was Ghost, but I think that was one of my favorites. I absolutely love the extinction mode they did, which is like aliens and stuff like that. That was fantastic.
But I mean, I played it like Call of Duty 2 was supposed to be one of the best ones, and it was I think it was around the same sort of time like Medal of Honor was out. I much prefer the Medal of Honor
I
games
prefer
than
Medal of
those.
Honor as well. Yeah,
Medal of Honor
Much enjoyed those. I'm not a big war game fan, but still that one was all right. I've got on with Medal of Honor, but could not deal with Call of Duty.
I'm honest with that. I find if they go, oh, let's do a game based on World War One or World War Two, I'm like a bit bored. But if they do like a whole different world or something in the future, I find that more appealing.
Yeah, just picking on the same old stories. Same, it's got to be bad Germans or bad Russians or.
Which is what I like about Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein is like, what happened to the Germans won? this is a shit show that happened.
Yeah. You should really play Wolfenstein. If they're sort of like the anti.
Yeah,
Call
that I
of
didn't
Duty,
mind.
isn't it?
Wolfenstein was alright.
Yeah, Wolfenstein brilliant because that's like, what if the Germans won? This is a shit show that's going to happen, and it's just
And-
over the top madness.
And the gunplay in that is excellent.
Yes.
Especially you get the big fucking minigun type things, just fucking mincing people up.
Yeah, no, that I can get on with. No problem with that one.
Project Game Pass, Wolfenstein. Anyway, Graham, please do this last one. Break my heart even further.
The Last of Us.
Oh.
Ooh,
So much
I mean,
hype about that.
controversial.
The only
To be fair,
argument I
like-
would put to you is you haven't played it.
I've seen enough of it. It gets fucking shoved in your face everywhere. It just
Oh.
looks.
Okay, I mean, Jamie knows my few hatred of Last of Us 2 with Abby, so I see your point, and I do hate Uncharted, so I'll go with you there. Yeah,
Yeah,
like I didn't mind Last of Us. I played it; it was all right. I was like, yeah, okay,
All
great,
right,
cool.
so there you go.
But
It's
then-
all right. It's not this be all
Yeah,
and
it's
end
not-
all that
it's nothing like-
PlayStation people
It's
go
not
on
like,
about.
oh my god, this is amazing. I was like, yeah, great, good storyline, yeah, cool. And then the number 2, I'm like, this is even worse than number 1 because fucking Abby's a bitch.
Outrageous.
Uh,
On a little
Outrageous.
side note that I forgot to mention at the very start of the podcast, my head's just totally reminded. Although he's not here tonight, I would like to wish Daniel a very happy birthday.
When's his birthday?
It's today.
What?
What? No, it's not.
So no, I thought it was. I just got a message saying it was. Has he taken the piss out of me? Have I been?
No, he didn't mention it. He might have been though. Who
Have I been
knows?
taking the piss out of here? I will be raging if otherwise.
If it's Daniel's birthday, then Graham's got to play Last of Us.
No, I
mean-
can just do this instead. I left it there just for him.
Sorry,
Oh,
no,
it's not coming
no,
up. It's not coming up.
It was yesterday. Sorry, it was yesterday. Sorry, but I did know. Yeah, sorry, it was yesterday, not today. I got mixed up.
All right, happy birthday, Daniel. And as your present, Graham's going to play Last of Us 1 and
No. Happy 50th.
2.
Was his birthday yesterday? was it?
50th? You being generous?
It's not that far away from mine.
Yes.
Dan's 50.
That's been
More or less, yeah. More or less.
Nearest makes
Thereabouts.
no difference.
Anyway, so yeah, the Graham's now upset everybody. Oh,
Upset
you
no
should-
one.
You should. play
I'm
The
more
Last of
confused.
Us,
It was
Graham.
Dan's birthday yesterday. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
we've gone well off track here.
We
So,
have. Bring it back round.
video
You
games.
know, that surprised you more than
birthdays.
me thinking Half-Life was overhyped. See,
Yeah, well, I knew that.
the
'cause
fact
we
that
already-
Dan surprised us more goes to show that Half-Life is overrated. You're more surprised that it was Dan's birthday, so get over it. Half-Life
There's,
is
there's
shit.
some sort of twisted logic there, I'm sure. But anyway, let's get on to what we've been playing, shall we, gentlemen?
Let's
Why
do
not?
it.
Okay.
Yes.
Let us do it.
So, has anybody played any more Back for Blood, which is our Project Game Pass this month?
No, but
I
we
haven't played
are
it.
playing more this week, hopefully.
Yeah, sounds
I'm
good to me.
down. I can do
I'm down.
Tuesday. Let's do Tuesday or Wednesday.
Sounds good.
Yeah, both days work for me.
Yeah, we'll figure it out
Yeah,
in our own time.
I'm not playing that game by myself.
No,
it-
that's
it's-
why I haven't played it.
Yeah,
It does
same.
strike me as something that's not really a solo.
It's not
even if
good.
you join with randoms, you got to play with friends, really, haven't
Yeah.
you?
Adds to the
People that are
hilarity.
competent.
Not even competent. It doesn't even matter if they're competent. We played with Jay, so it's irrelevant.
Yeah, that's
Outrageous. Right, let's move on from that bullshit, shall we? Oh, Ross, what have you been playing this week?
I have jumped.
Why am I reading that? Oh,
true. Well, that's like what? We've gone back in time, have we?
Yes, I have jumped into Fallout 76.
Did you even turn up for the last Project Game Pass?
I was in the Fallout 76 Game Pass.
yeah, you did turn up for an hour for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did have a go.
Oh, yeah, it was me that didn't turn up.
yeah, exactly. Didn't even start.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Oh, I was slagging it off, actually. Then.
Exactly. At least I installed Psychonauts. No, so
Hey, I had COVID. Leave me alone.
true. I said it earlier. A massive Fallout fan. So my mate had been reading a lot of stuff about new stuff being added into Fallout 76, and he was like, "Oh, let's jump in and give it a go." So decided to jump back into it, and as much as we had a shit show of a time with it, because we didn't really know what we were doing, to be fair. Once you actually just stick onto the sort of straight and narrow of you get your quests, you go and do your quests, you get new stuff, you build your base up, so forth and so forth. So we've started doing that, and now wholeheartedly loving it. it's everything that you'd hope for in a co-op Fallout experience. The survivability aspect with the food and drink, once you know how to manage that, it's much easier. I quite like the card system that you can do for your special points. So you get obviously your special rankings that make you have more health or shit like that, but then you get your cards on top of it to add in. So I think like one of the ones I've got for endurance just now is I don't take any radiation from drinking water or food that hasn't been cooked or boiled or things like that. So that makes the game a wee bit easier. So it's just it's really enjoyable. Good fun playing it with a mate. Taking on like the mini raid bosses that are in there, so you get like your notifications telling you that a level 30 enemy has appeared in this part of the map. Group up with others to take it down and get legendary loot. They've currently got a Halloween event on just now, so you've got random ghouls that appear that are dressed up in Halloween outfits. And then when you take them down, they've got like wee sort of trick or treat pumpkins, and then once you steal them, they'll have like ammo, guns, outfits that you pick up from time to time, so it makes your character a bit better. But no, it started off a very rocky path for 76 with very little in it to do, which I think everybody was disappointed with. Whereas if I think they brought out another Fallout 76, a second generation version, they would have a good blueprint as to where they need to start and then build on it. And I think you'd find that that would be infinitely more popular.
If you had to pick a location or a state, where would you pick for the next one?
Oh, that is a good one. I would quite like to... trying to think. They've covered quite a bit of it, because obviously you've had West Coast and East Coast. They two have both been covered.
Yep.
East Coast have been covered twice with DC and Boston.
Yeah.
Then
you've had Vegas.
You've had Vegas. You've had California with part of that, I suppose. You've had things like Alaska with the Anchorage DLC. It's tricky. The only real place would be, and even the desert. You had the Mojave and New Vegas. So they've really done most of the places.
You probably would say Washington, maybe.
But they've done Washington. That was Fallout 3.
Of course.
That was
Texas.
Being stupid.
Texas, but then what stands out in Texas though? That's the thing.
A Texas state could be a good one, yeah.
I suppose if you were working along the lines of what they've done in 76, obviously you're in Appalachia, you've got like the Mothman stories, and Mothman appears throughout the whole thing. If you went Texas, could you have stuff like the Chupacabra or things like that? Like this would be like your wee thing that you could add in that was unique to only that area, like a mutated version of that, or just
it's tough. I don't know where you could really pick.
There's nothing really sorry for anybody that's listening that might be from Texas. There's not anything. There's not anything that's like culturally divisive that stands out in Texas. So obviously like Boston, you had everything to do with the whole sort of Boston Tea Party and the UK and shit like that. Capital Wasteland with Washington, Las Vegas. You had all of that as big zones. What would Texas really have for it?
Yeah, true.
That would
trying to think what else you could really do.
Yeah, that would be my only real thing. Because like
you got obviously what is it in Operation Anchorage and Fallout 3 was Alaska.
Yeah, you had the pit,
but then
was Pittsburgh and things like that was pretty good.
But in Alaska, there's not much really to do. So unless you've got one which maybe in multiple states, you have to go in between.
Could you do Fallout London?
That's been something that's always
that
been
fan made, like the fan made one was wow how it looked. Could you do that? Could you come out of the States?
Yeah, that'd be cool, but very dangerous at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're taking a risk by doing that because
it's meant to be like US is the only thing left.
Why not some mainland Europe, like Germany or France or something?
But
like
that's
that.
the thing. But what the thing is Vault-Tec in the UK and in Europe? What is Vault-Tec a worldwide company or?
Yeah.
Is
Chicago being done?
The thing's just Fallout. It doesn't have to be Vault-Tec. There's a way of sort of bringing something new in, like a rival.
But again, then that's where you're risking breaking, like you've
the mold, the whole thing.
Yeah, you're tried and tested with everything. Like like the Fallout games. Like my wife was asking me about it the other day. Like what what is the whole startup of 76 about? And I was like, it's different from the main games because 76 isn't about your vault experience. It's about your, not even co-op, just your multiplayer aspect of Appalachia. Whereas 3, it was like you were born in the vault. Your dad ran away from the vault. You had to go and find your dad. New Vegas was, you weren't even in the vault, technically, to be fair. You were out you were the lone wanderer and you were shot by Benny. And then New Vegas 4 was, you were in the vault with your wife and kid. Your wife got murdered, your kid got kidnapped, go and find your kid. So the vault tech part of it has always been very relevant for what Fallout was all about. So taking it to Europe or China or Russia or wherever it may be, and not having vault tech in it is a big change. And would it backfire on them?
Maybe you should do it in Florida and maybe have sponsored by Disney World.
Florida would be great because like you would have Nuka World type idea already there, and then you could have it like you would have that, and then like you would be at like, so you obviously the water areas that you're at now you've got like Mirelocks and that, but can you imagine like having irradiated sharks off the coast of Key West in Florida?
Yeah, true.
So
there was always a classic Florida man does this.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so much random shit they could do with that.
So stuff like that, yeah.
There we go.
So I want to get back into that at some point.
Yeah, Jamie needs to play New Vegas, but he's a bit.
Please play, Jay. Honestly, I will PayPal you money to play that game.
No.
No, I'm not playing the game.
It's no Last of Us, is it? So
if you complete Fallout New Vegas, I'll complete all the Dishonored games.
That's not gonna happen.
Oh,
go on, I mean, I've got a week off soon, but
Jamie, play it. All you got to do is play. Oh, speaking of good video games, then what have you been playing?
Oh, is that you throwing it to me? Yeah, that's very kind of you.
Oh, go on. Maybe because I want to hear about your second game and see how.
Yeah, exactly. Without giving it away.
Without a spoiler cast.
No spoilers, yeah. But the first one, very quickly, I reviewed a game called Into the Pit last week, which is out on Game Pass now. It's a roguelike, first-person, old-school shooter, so in the vein of something like Doom or Quake. So your character fucking sprints around like a bastard. He's instead of having guns, he's got powers out of his left and right hand. And at the beginning of each run, you get to pick up the powers that go into them. So one will be like a sniper shot, one will be a spread shot, like a shotgun, one will be a machine gun style thing, but they're all like mystical versions, something. And then as you progress through the levels of the pit, you can upgrade them. So they do bleeding damage or poison, or they fire faster, etc., etc. Each pit's got 4 rooms, and you have to, with each room has, each floor has 8 rooms divided into 2. So you have to complete at least 4 to descend to the next bit. And each one gives you a different sort of resource. So one will give you money, one will give you stuff to refresh your options for upgrades. One will give you blood motes, which lets you respawn if you die. And then some will like be villagers and stuff. And it's kind of like Hades, where you got the different rooms you can enter, and for different rewards by the time you finish it. But yeah, it's good fun. It's really good fun. I very much enjoyed it. I got to, I think, near the end of the second pit level, as it were. It's really quite hard, but yeah, that's good. Good old school shooter mixed with roguelike, which I'm starting to get into a bit more, as you were saying, Ian, with things like Hades and that.
Yeah.
And
I do want to check it out because this is quite a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and I'm getting more into my roguelikes as well.
Yeah, it's just the only thing I struggled with initially was learning what the different symbols on each door meant. Even though when you go up to it, it tells you like this room is the room of pacify, or this room is the room of regeneration. But it doesn't just outright say you'll get this in this room or you'll get this in this room, kind of thing. And when you die, you go back to the hub world, and in the hub world there's several different shops. And the only way you can upgrade them is by rescuing the villagers that randomly appear in the pit. And so I went through the pit, must have been about a dozen times, the first pit, I should say. And I only got 2 villagers because they just randomly appear. And then one was right at the end. And obviously you get more the further you go. But I think there's 45 to rescue in total. And that was about, say, 10 hours of gameplay, and I got 2. So it's going to be a hell of a while to upgrade every shop and get everything you need to get. But yeah, no, good fun. The actual combat is fun. It's fast. Each level, each room, I should say, only takes maybe 60 to 90 seconds to beat if you just fly through it. A couple are a little bit longer. But yeah, that's good. Well worth a go. Highly recommended on Game Pass. Check it out.
It's good.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen maybe a little bit more clarity with what the systems do, but it is what it is. You figure it out the more you play it. But
I said the word clarity gives me nightmares.
What?
What's wrong with clarity?
Yeah.
Oh, because Graham kept asking for clarity in the quiz.
Although I must say, watching that back, great, your like anger goes from here to there. I'm like, fucking, it's in no time at all.
If there's one thing you should know about Graham, is that he's probably a little bit competitive.
It was like, Hulk smash.
Just a bit.
Because he said the shitty games. He wasn't being clear. What shitty games were 10
Don't
out
put a
of 10?
spin on your own
100.
quiz. Oh, I'm sorry.
And if you'd like to see what Graham is getting angry about, go visit youtube.com/Tavern and watch episode 50, where we recorded our quiz in London together in person. It was wonderful, and I won. I spoiled it, but no, it's good fun.
Yeah.
There was a lot of shenanigans in that, by the way.
There was a lot of shenanigans.
Watching
Don't
back,
worry. The next one I'm going to be proper strict. No
watching
fucking
back
about.
at that, yeah.
No Dan backhands.
There was definitely some Scrooge in that podcast.
No Scorpio.
No Scorpio. No
But yeah,
Hades came out this
go
year.
check it out. It was good fun. It was good fun to record, and the video is now up, and it's on podcast services around the globe too. But my other game I'm playing this week is a game called The Dark Pictures in House of Ashes.
What's the middle word?
Anthology.
Thank you.
Jamie
Do I
did
miss
say
out? Do I miss out on points?
You do, yeah.
I'm fucked.
You do.
I've lost the quiz. The Dark Pictures Anthology. Sorry, House of Ashes, which is the third game in the series, and my review's not quite ready yet because I need to finish my single player run. But I played last night with our good friend, special guest Pete, and we played through the entire game in one evening, and it was very good. Very much, very enjoyed it. So, you guys have played Man and Medan and Little Hope. Obviously not Graham, I imagine, but the other two.
Okay.
Yep.
A good game.
Same sort of principle. So you've got 5 characters that, again, no spoilers, of course, but you've got 5 characters that are like the main characters in the story. You bounce back and forth between them. And when we play in the shared story, which is what me and Pete did, one of you will take the role of person A with person B, and then the other one will play person C and person D, and then you sort of alternate throughout the story. This one takes place in Iraq just after the war has ended in 2003, was it? When they just sort of toppled Saddam's regime.
Yep.
And they're looking for weapons of mass destruction, which they've supposedly located under this mountain style mound, which there's like a farming village and stuff on top of it. Obviously, as you can imagine, things go to shit. Not quite what they expected. Again, no more spoilers than that, but the story I think is really good. The characters are far more rounded, I think, than in Little Hope. They're more sort of individual, whereas I think in Little Hope they just kind of blended into one in aspects that it didn't really. It was almost like it was trying too hard to be like, oh, this person's this person and this person's this, this type. Whereas here there's a lot more ambiguity to it. So one person will. You'll be given an option to be a real dick, and then the next option you begin to be a bit more kind, and you can sort of play it how you like.
Is there just based on their history of the characters? Is there any famous faces in it?
I don't think there's any famous faces in this one.
No, nothing. No one you recognise.
So, like,
Because
because
in Little Hope there was that young lad. I can't remember his name now.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
I know you mean.
He's just been announced as Adam Warlock in the next Guardians of the Galaxy film. That he was in Little Hope, and then in Man of Medan you had. I can't remember his name, but he was in Smallville, and he played Jimmy Olsen in Smallville, and he's been in quite a lot of other things as well. He was also Iceman in the X-Man films as well, but I cannot remember what his fucking name was.
Oh, I know who you're on about. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the guy that was in Man of Medan. Little Hope had the guy that's now going to be Adam Warlock, and
Yeah.
I was just wondering if House of Ashes had
I don't
anybody
believe.
that you'd recognise.
Wait, I say I don't believe that. There's a lady called Ashley Tisdale in there,
Then
who's one of
yes.
the main characters.
Ashley Tisdale, who is the person that does the voice of, I forgot her name, in The Last of Us.
Sean Ashmore was the guy.
Sean Ashmore, that was the guy. Ashley Tisdale is the guy, the lassie that does the voice of the new Ellie. Not Ellie. Is it Ellie in Last of Us?
You fucking say
Definitely not
Abby.
Ellie, no.
Who's
It's
the
definitely Abby.
who's the little girl?
Ellie is a little girl, but
Then
I
that's
think
who
it's a
does the
little
voice
girl.
of it. That's who
No,
does
it's
the
not.
voice of her. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I'm sure it is.
It's not. I think Ashley Johnson is the girl.
Oh, that may be who
Ellie.
I'm thinking of then. Yeah, sorry. I apologise.
But yeah, no, she's in it. I don't really know who she is. I'm not really much of a celebrity follower, as it were, but she's in it, and there's some other actors. The only, as you said, not necessarily famous people, but there's a couple of characters in there that look very similar to people from Man of Medan and from Little Hope. So I'm not sure if there's some sort of shenanigans going on with like a cross, because it's all in sort of the same universe, if it's the same sort of character style of things. But that's for another day. We'll get into the spoilers as we go. But the gameplay is exactly the same. So you walk around areas, you explore, you sort of investigate objects, and you move on. Lots of QTEs, lots of dialogue choices. The playthrough that I played with Pete was incredibly different to what I've played so far on my own. There was one character, again, no spoilers, but early on they got injured. And in my playthrough, I was trying to rescue him and I ended up killing him on accident. Whereas when I played with Pete, I knew obviously not to do what I did, and I saved him, and he survived pretty much right to the end of the game. And then there was other characters that have survived and died across both playthroughs, and it's completely changed the way, although the end result I imagine will be the same, it's completely changed the way we've sort of approached it and the scenes that play out and stuff. And it's really good, really good.
I always think that if I want to do one of those kind of ones again, I definitely want to play it single player first, give it a go, and then play again multiplayer afterwards, just to see, because I'm not relying on people for other people to survive and stuff. It might be a bit different. And like I say, with the different characters, you might not see certain scenes, because obviously in single player you can only see one scene, and when you play again, you might have a different scene. So for me, I'll definitely want to do single player first, which I'm going to do this week anyway.
Yeah.
And then
It's something
afterwards.
it's something I've never done. I've never played through any of those games, including Until Dawn, as a single player playthrough. I've only ever played them either online co-op or couch co-op.
Yeah,
I'm
I
the
have
same.
them couch co-op because my missus loves that kind of story-based butterfly effect story games.
Yeah.
I enjoy the same as well, but like I say, and it's never really goes, oh, what should we do? I always like kind of say, what should we do? Like maybe talk about what we should do next. But a lot of times, it's just you have to go straight away.
Yeah, there's a lot of things here where it's instantaneous, as you would expect from the previous one. Make a decision now.
Yeah.
Either a quick time event or a story sort of dialogue choice. The shared story was good because I got to see some angles that I hadn't seen in single player so far. And that's one of the best things if you have played it in co-op, where I'll be playing one scene with one set of characters. Pete was playing the scene with a completely different set of characters, and neither of us knew what was going on until we met up later on. And then his decisions affected me, my decisions affected him. And yeah, it's really good. And again, single player, you get to see a bit more of that, and you can eventually go through, I think it's called the director's cut, where you can play through all of the scenes, so you get to see from both angles, basically.
Yeah.
One thing I did like about playing it as an online co-op is, it could just be because the person I was playing it with is an absolute big wimp, but when you're playing it through at the same time and you're seeing different things to what he's seeing, you can be walking along a well-lit, beautiful room with nothing happening in it, and then you're sitting on the headset, and the next thing all you hear is this blood-curdling squeal off the other side of it, and you're just sitting there going, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
I quite like that.
There was a few moments like that, but nothing along the lines of, same Man of Medan, slight spoiler here.
Which one?
For Man of Medan. So
Okay,
when
if you were
there's
spoiling
a bit-
House of Ashes, I want to go.
There's a bit where one of your characters comes into a room and sees a zombie. But if you're playing in co-op, the other person is that zombie, seeing you as a human.
Yeah.
And you're trying to like, I'm your friend, and they're paranoid, and they'll be like, stay away from me, and they can kill you
Yeah.
because they think you're an enemy. There's nothing along those lines as far as I remember, well, as far as I've seen so far, where there's mind tricks. In fact, I think they probably go too far into literal, what's the right word? Man of Medan and Little Hope were very much sort of psychological
horrors,
really.
yeah.
Whereas this is literally an enemy to face. It's not necessarily.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but it's not quite the same sort of theme as the last couple of games.
What I was going to say about that, just without going into spoilers, what I've seen of House of Ashes makes me think it's more Until Dawn like, with you actually have something that is there you've got to consider about, whereas House of Ashes, Man of Medan and Little Hope, it was what was going on in your head constantly, or what you think you might have seen, or there was something there, but it was only like for a brief setting.
Yeah,
it definitely seems like it's more Until Dawnish than the other two.
Yeah. They play it up quite well for most of it, and for most of the game, and it still very much plays on that sort of like, did I really just see that? But there's definitely more of a tangible threat this time rather than just again, without spoiling it, there's more to it, but there's not at the same time. If that makes sense. But yeah, no, very, very much enjoyed the playthrough we did last night. I'm hopefully going to finish my single player playthrough tomorrow, and then the review will be up before I have my little break, hopefully. But yeah, highly recommended. I think Pete picked up. He said it's about £25 for the.
Which I thought was a great
single value. Yeah, so that's a great value for money, really. Like I said, it took us 5 hours to get through in the co-op, and so far I'm probably about 3 hours in my solo play, and I don't think I'm quite halfway yet. So it's quite a lengthy game compared to the other two. But yeah, very, very much enjoyed it. Very well worth playing. So I've waffled on for long enough. Graham, you've been very quiet this evening. Tell us about what you've been playing.
Struggle to contribute with those games because I haven't played any of them yet, although I will do at some point.
Damn right you will.
Yeah, so the game I've been playing this week is the game I need to review up, and that is called Echo Generation.
Echo the Dolphin?
No, very, very different. Yeah, this one is quite a random, surrealish kind of game. You play as a part of like a young kid who's kind of heads a little bit in the clouds, and he's with his friends trying to record like a fantasy movie about like an alien invasion. But there's some weird, creepy undertones in the game. Like he thinks his principal's a murderer. There's sort of dodgy, lots of government agents hanging around and stuff, and it's half sort of puzzle solving in the likes of like a point and click kind of adventure. Kind of, you find items around that you relate to other things. So, so the whole point of the kind of game, you start off with yourself, and then you kind of find your sister, who kind of joins you as a party, and basically it's a turn-based battle game which you find sort of random enemies against, and the way that the battles sort of play out is similar to like old school Mario RPG on, I think it's the old Game Boy Color, etc. or after, but basically it's about timing in your attacks. So you press to click one of your attack moves, and it's got like different mini games on how you hit the opponent. So you have to hit it at just the right time to sort of do the most damage, or there's a slider, you have to stop it in the middle to do the most damage, or there's two shapes and you've got when they can like fit on they spin around the screen, and when they combine you've got to hit it just as they combine to do the most damage. Those kind of things. There's loads of different mini bits, but it's all about kind of timing. And though the battles start off pretty hard and it's not very forgiving, and after you've done a battle you don't get your health back.
Right.
And so
well, you got to heal afterwards yourself.
Yeah, so you either have to use the healing items, which there aren't that many sort of scattered around, or you have to keep running back home to sleep, randomly with your sister in tow, which is a bit creepy in itself. Sort of restore your energy. So you run back to your bedroom, you sleep, and you come back out, and yeah, so you're ready, all healed up for the next kind of fight. And it almost feels like you're going off like boss after boss, because you have no idea which direction you have to go. But as you feel like you progress into an area you haven't got to, there's just this enemy and think, oh, his health is quite high. Maybe I've sort of overstepped the mark a little bit. And you can just about squeak out a victory with maybe sort of one of your party left. And I think, whew, maybe I can level up a bit here. But there's like no grinding element anywhere, or no easily like grind area. I have like 1 or 2 random encounters in like 3 or 4 hours play, and I couldn't trigger it again even if I wanted to. But it's almost like you want to grind a little bit just to sort of get a little bit on a level playing field. So I walked into one area and I got rinsed, and it's a bit mean-spirited, because if you try to stay alive, use your items to stay alive, if you then lose, you go back to like the start of the screen, like wherever the entrance of the screen is, with like half your health, and all the items that you used are all gone as well. So it's like you can't retry it kind of thing. You have to run all the way back home, heal yourself, like refresh yourself, and then either try it again or go somewhere else and think to give you stand a bit more of a chance. So it's really quite tricky. But the puzzle element, there's no hand holding with it. There is a lot of bits that you just have to guess and hope for the best. Like the obvious ones are like a kid, the little baby that's got a comic, because the comics all hold your special moves. And he's holding a comic, goes, "Can I have your comic?" And he's like, "No." But if you have some candy, he said, "Would you trade candy for the comic?" And then he'll trade it. That way you get the comic, you get your special move. Some of those things are kind of obvious, but every now and then you're just picking up random items. You don't know what they're for, but you have to literally talk to everyone and find out what they kind of need. And it's kind of like one of those, that's why I say it's like a point and click adventure. You have to literally talk to everyone, try to pick up everything. And then you start thinking, okay, that guy needs that guy needs that. And then you're just clicking everywhere to try and think, okay, you need this. So you give me that item, and then you give me that. And the end result of these kind of items tradings, you either get a new party member, or you get a new comic to learn more special moves, which gives you a bit more of an extra edge in the battles. And yeah, the story itself is just bizarre. There is actually like an alien that lands. I don't know whether it's all his imagination, but yeah, it's quite crazy. It's fun, it's tricky, but yeah, very kind of surreal.
Interesting. It's out on Game Pass as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Game Pass, yeah.
I know I think it was Jake wanted to have a look at that, but he couldn't do with the turn-based kind of battle system. But yeah, if you like sort of the Mario RPG style of things, or just timing the attack at the right time, then yeah, the battles aren't too much, and they're kind of few and far between, but very tricky.
Yeah. Fair enough. Anything else you've been up to?
Nothing worthwhile. As I said, I've been sort of getting into a little bit more FIFA and a little bit more Hades in a bit, but not progressed enough to have too much to talk about. That's of any interest anyway. But just I like those games anyway, so I just played a bit more of that.
Have you managed to get any finished a playthrough yet, or are you still stuck on Hades?
I got to the thing that was the third area boss, where there's like 2 people that you have to fight at the same time.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, got absolutely wabbed. I had quite a decent set of weapons and stuff, but I haven't unlocked the fist, as you keep mentioning, rather than the glove. So I haven't been able to fist anyone yet.
Yeah, that's what you wanted to do. It's all about fisting, isn't it?
I know you said that was the better one, but no, been trying. But yeah, that's as far as I've made it so far. Cannot get past the double dream team, double turds.
Fair enough. All right, Ian, then.
Me?
What have you been playing, good sir?
Well, I actually haven't been playing much this week because I'm quite busy.
Right, on to the next
But 2 games I have played this weekend, which is probably worth mentioning, is I've gone back and started playing a game I reviewed probably
Fallout 76?
6 months ago. Not that long ago. Maybe longer than that. How long ago did I review it? Fuck knows. El Hidro, a Wild West tale. So I've been playing that. That's the space. It's like a Graham's favorite genre, stealth. So it's just basically it's like it's sort of like westerny, like Wild West. There's two characters play. It's like a little boy. You also play as the mother, and it's basically them trying to reunite. So you're basically going for the world. You'll use a little boy escape from a prison, sort of like a prison. And you're trying to find your mum, and your mum's trying to find you as well, and she's out and about. And then also that's you're kind of trying to find and meet each other. So I'm just trying to mop up some of the achievements on that and actually finish off the storyline in there, because I got through towards like near the end, but I want to kind of finish it off completely. So I've been playing that quite a bit. So again, quirky little game, because it's obviously there's not much there's no real killing in it, which is I guess a bit nice these days from games you play.
Yeah.
So obviously it's all, but no, we don't even knock anyone out. It's just more, it's all about distract them. So you distract them and then you walk around them, or you will like say put like a little toy soldier down where he walks along and he goes, "Oh, what's that?" And they walk over to pick it up, and then you can run around him. Or the new one I've got now, which you can hide in a little big hat, which is quite quirky. So obviously you can just run and find them, hide in a little big hat, and then they go and just carry on with something else. And then you get out of the hat, and then you keep going off.
Sounds like the
So
box from Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, it is, but it's quite because it's just like let's look at it, and this move on. It's like subtle, not even like what's that, and go over to investigate. It's just like and we carry on.
There's a hat there. That'll do.
The whole,
That's a weird hat. Okay, fair enough.
the
And
whole
move on.
Skyrim just been hit with an arrow. Must have been the wind.
So yeah, I've been playing that. So that's my one. And the other one I've been playing through. Well, I didn't review, but I've gone back into Art of Rally. So again, this is very much.
I keep meaning to play that game. It looks like I quite like the art style of it, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. I've just never jumped into it.
It's one of those ones. Is it a sim racer? Is it an arcade racer? It's probably both.
It looks like it would be more arcade than anything. But
It looks like it, but it's not.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
played- I couldn't get on with it at all. I thought it'd be really up my street, and I only
That's what I
played
mean.
the first race. I was like, nah.
It's very much. Is it arcade? Is it sim? But no, it's probably more sim than arcade. Even though people say it's arcade because of the way it plays, but in reality, it's not so much sim.
It looks like an arcade one, but it plays like a sim more than it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm debating that, playing for that. Again, weird kind of, I guess, a bit lonely because you're not really racing against anyone.
Oh, right, okay.
You're more because it's rally. You're just doing stages.
Yeah.
But then I'm trying to work out where I'm kind of difficulty at, where I need to be, because if you play on easy, you'll never lose. You just win.
Yeah.
It's all about just playing for the game and just getting through. But then obviously they've got like quirky little things like an open world, so you can just drive around all of the stages and like just cut the grass, pick up collectibles and stuff. If you really wanted to do that kind of extent. But yeah, I've just been playing through all the seasons they've got and just slowly making way for that. So I played that quite a bit today, just to kind of break up from El Hijo and Hades. So here we're doing that, and that's really much I've been playing that. I haven't actually had a chance to play many games. Again, I've been playing Hades quite a bit as well, so I don't want to bore everyone for the fourth week in a row. Hades.
I started playing it when I was down in London, and I think I played just because it pushed for time. I think I played like 20 minutes of it, and I love the art style, I love the idea of it. I just need to actually get my finger at my backside and play it.
Yeah, so I'll just be like kind of like unlocking kind of things, going through all the stories, trying to get everyone all happy, and obviously you have to give them nectar to make them more happy. So again, giving all the nectar around, just seeing all the different story modes and stuff, and trying out different weapons and different keepsakes. Again, but that's it really. So I haven't had a chance to play much. So they're the kind of 3 noteworthy games that I played this week.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
So obviously next week we'll play some more and we'll report back on video games.
This will be the last week for Back 4 Blood as well.
Technically, yes. I mean, we could push it another week if needs be, because it obviously
It
came out
did come
a bit
out
late.
a wee bit later.
Ross, when did it come out again? Sorry.
I'm sure it came out the Friday that we were recording the podcast down in London. Yep, I'm pretty certain that was the date it came out. Yep.
What's the talk for November? Have we got any kind of?
Well, we need to discuss that. You fuck off. We can discuss. We'll discuss that, and then we'll come back to it.
Put it like this: Football Manager, Forza Horizon 5.
Forza Horizon 5, that's without a doubt.
Two wonderful choices that
I
I'm
mean,
very
it has to
excited.
be Forza Horizon
But that's my
5.
point. It has
I mean,
to be.
it doesn't have to be.
It
Anyway.
has to be Forza. We are an Xbox.
Hey, if we're doing Halo in December,
yeah,
fucking do
we are an
Forza in
Xbox
November.
podcast, and one of Xbox's flagship games comes out in November, and we're just gonna go. Oh, I want to play that one.
Didn't we already do a Forza like? not long
Exactly.
ago?
You ruined it with Forza 4 already.
Forza 4 was hilarious.
Just because you can't, just because Stevie Wonder's got better driving skills than you.
That would be hard.
Well,
Stevie
I beat
Wonder
one of
probably
you in one
enjoys
race.
driving more than us as well. Anyway,
Uh,
we'll figure it out and we'll report back next week on November's Project Game Pass game.
I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
figure something out.
We'll figure something out between us behind the scenes. We'll have heated debates.
put it up to the tweets.
Give us
Put it up
some
to the tweets.
suggestions.
Yeah.
Share what you think we should play for November. It doesn't
Yeah,
have to be a game
hit
out
us
in
up
November. It can be something
At
really old.
Xbox Tavern, yeah. Whatever, anything on Game Pass. hit us
Before
up,
the end of this month,
preferably.
put something in one of the comments for tonight's show and give us a
And
list.
then we can make a vote. We
We
can make
will
a vote at
then
the end.
correlate the different people that have accumulated votes, and then we'll put it in a poll, and the
Exactly.
the masses can decide what we're going to be doing.
Yes, the masses, all of Ross and Ian's Twitter accounts can decide that
We
we're going to play.
can all sit on our Microsoft Excel and book out all the current and potential abilities of the 5-star rated players in Football Manager 2022.
Or we could just sit and stare at our paint drying. That would be just as fun. All right. Anyway, we'll discuss that next week and we'll get into it then. But we'll play some more Back for Blood at some point this week, hopefully. Maybe we'll stream it again. Did Daniel ever put the video up? that we streamed
Probably
before?
not. No,
Probably not, but
I'm gonna
maybe
have.
we'll get to
I'm
it.
gonna have to speak to that boy and get everything set up so that I can do the streaming. At least it'll look a bit more professional.
Shots
fired.
Daniel. Reboot this next week. Anyway, let's get into things that are in Game Pass that are new to Game Pass. Ross, tell us about them.
We have. Where are we? Let's just scroll down. So October 19th, first date, we have. That was last week, so I'll just recap them because they were out before I actually got a chance to see them. So we have Outriders came to PC, and as Jay was saying, Into the Pit on cloud, console, and PC. Still last week, but a wee bit newer. Dragon Ball Fighter Z, console and cloud. Echo Generation, as Gray was playing, on cloud, console, and PC. And Everspace 2 has came into game preview on PC. And then games coming out on October 28th. We've got Age of Empires 4. Cannot wait for that. That's going to be epic. On PC, Alan Wake's, easy for me to say, Alan Wake's American Nightmare on console and PC. Backbone for PC, Bassmaster Fishing 2022. Console and PC, I'm going to butcher this one. Non-Guzz Doppelganger Edition.
Close enough.
Console, cloud, and PC. And The Forgotten City on cloud, console, and PC as well.
See, that is going to be one to check out. I'm very much
Age of
looking forward to
Empires,
checking
yeah.
that one.
Age of
Bassmaster
Empires.
Fishing.
Forgotten City.
Age,
Oh, I forgot
Age of
Bassmaster
Empires.
Fishing.
Age of Empires. Yeah.
Age of
Bassmaster
Empires. I
Fishing.
might look at Age of Empires and be like, oh.
Just
I'm
do
surprised you
it.
didn't go for the fishing one, Jamie. You love fishing.
Yeah.
Only in the best game ever, Fortnite. So Ian, we got all these great games coming in. What have we got going out?
We've got quite a few actually this month. So
Some of
according
them
to
are
the
very
Xbox
upsetting.
Mobile, yes,
Oh,
we've got
no.
9 games actually leaving. So Celeste, the 4th Five Nights at Freddy's, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Carto, Earthshade, Knights and Bikes. I'm not going to say that one.
Manchi.
Come on.
Thank you. And Unruly Heroes. They'll all drop out this week. shall
I'm
we
pretty
say.
gutted that Eshade's leaving because I've only played a few hours of that and it's really good. But
Has anybody
It's one of them
played
ones that's-
I really want
the?
to try Unruly Heroes. It's going to be really good.
Has anybody played the FNAF games?
FNAF.
no, I
Five
don't
Nights
like
at Freddy's.
them. I have played them.
sorry.
I don't like them.
I played the first 2.
But they're just amazing games. Like there's obviously no story to them. Well, it kind of is, but not in regards.
Considering my
To,
pussy when it comes to jump scares, yeah, I've done the first
Yeah.
2.
but
I don't mind the jump scares so much. I just find them boring. It's
well,
just like
they
click,
are kind of
click.
boring. Like
Well, some cunts gonna jump out at me now, aren't they?
camera,
Yeah.
shut your door, turn your lights on. Yeah, it is kind of boring in that, but it's just the sheer fucking shit your pants side of things when you're just like sitting there minding your own business, turn the light on, and fucking Bonnie's just staring at the camera like.
Exactly. And you're like hoping, they're like,
Oh,
come on, 6 o'clock, come on, 6 o'clock.
Is it come? And then you've got like 3% battery left, and you shut everything, turn the lights off, and it just ticks down, and you're like, it changes to 5, and you're like, did I make it? Did I make it? Did I make it? And then next thing you know, fucking Freddy jumps out the camera, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would probably be a fun thing to play together.
It would.
Point,
Well, you can't. The thing is, it's not a co-op thing. You can't play it co-op. We'd all
Yeah.
have to like.
yeah.
There'd be
No, I
one
mean,
funny
games,
one
like,
for
yeah.
me to play it again. Like, fuck that.
Just like
Oh,
stream it
it's-
and watch someone play
Yeah,
it.
it's hilarious. It would be hilarious to watch us all play it, but
Watch Ian play anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Watch Ian play and we'll just
Yeah.
enjoy it.
That would be entertainment as is, yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't get on with them. But yeah, because Eastshade's a good shout. Unruly Heroes. Did you review that, Gray? Unruly Heroes?
No. Oh no, I didn't know.
No, I thought
It's
you
meant to
did.
be really good. I was going to look into that, and then that's why I was going to look into it because it's leaving.
Yeah,
yeah.
So we got a few days to get into them yet. And then Graham, Games of Gold.
Yes, we have Aero from October the 1st to the 31st. We have Hover from October the 16th to November 15th, and Resident Evil Code Veronica X from October the 16th to the 31st.
Few days.
don't
So
say
go
it.
check them out.
Don't say it.
Have you played that? You played that game?
Oh, why would you?
That's
I couldn't remember if he has played it or not. That's what I'm
We
asking.
don't need
I
to
mean,
know if
Ian,
he's
that's-
played it.
a pretty daft question, but yes, I have played it. I played it on the Dreamcast. Oh, way back in
Was that,
2000.
was that when the original came from?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an
I
old
never
one.
finished it though.
You didn't?
I got to the end boss
know-
and all I had was a knife and 2 bullets.
I know I'm
and
going to
I couldn't win,
make a
So
rod for my own back here, but wasn't there a Resident Evil game that was like Time Crisis?
yeah, on the Wii,
No,
it was
was it?
the Umbrella Chronicles and the Dark Side Chronicles, which are very good.
That were quite like Time Crisis in regards to like shoot, hide,
Yeah.
shoot, hide.
Kind of like first person like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were good. And speaking of Resident Evil, actually, very quickly,
Fuck.
Resident
Oh,
Evil
darn.
4.
Why did I
this?
do it?
Resident Evil 4 VR come out on Oculus last week.
Buy the
you buy
Oculus.
Do
Buy
you know
it.
how many times that Oculus has been sat in my basket for
Do
the
it.
last week?
Do
How
it.
many times?
Oh, pretty much
Nice.
every day.
I have it.
I've been like,
How much
Right,
are they
today-
these days?
£300.
so it's £300 for an Oculus Quest 2.
I've had a shot of one. I didn't commit to buying one, but I had one for about a week and a half, and I did the same 3 levels of Star Wars Vader over and over again, and just it's like, you know how in sidetrack, you know how in Rogue One there's that scene where they're firing on the ship where they're trying to get the little disc to R2D2, and all of a sudden Vader's like just standing there and he clicks his lightsaber on, and it just lights them all up. There's so many bits like that in the VR game where you're just standing there and all of a sudden a lightsaber just appears and you're like, I've made a mess of my pants. Oh my god, I don't know what to do with
I think
myself.
that's another thing you may want to do as well was if you ever get the VR, is getting me to play Alien Isolation VR mod.
Oh, that would be like if there was some way of streaming that. Oh yeah, that
you
needs-
would not. You'd be with tears in my eyes. I don't want to play it.
Alien,
See, I've
Alien
got
Isolation is
PS
amazing.
I've got PSVR and Resident Evil 7 in. That's a pretty good shout. That's a
Have
pretty
you
good
got any
shout.
underwater games on a VRJ?
Oh no, we don't do that sort of stuff, do we? Because that's just no fun.
I really want to try the Hitman VR, but apparently it's going to be really shit.
Yeah, I've not heard. But Borderlands VR was meant to be hilarious. Because that was meant to be brilliant, but again, it was
Okay.
PlayStation exclusive for that one.
And that's the problem. The VR is obviously not the Xbox's realm of expertise right now.
No,
However, by the time I speak to you next, I might very well have played Resident Evil 4 VR because it looks fucking awesome.
I mean,
Anyway.
it wouldn't surprise me if Microsoft just went, "Oh fuck it, we can't be bored developing our own technology." Fucking Facebook, let's hook up. How do we get a hold of
They
Oculus?
should have done. They should have done because they partnered with them to put their controllers in with the original Oculus.
Exactly.
So they should have just been like, right, fucking
Right, bring it to us. Give it to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plug it in
come
an
on.
Xbox, away you go. But we'll see. We'll see one day maybe. But
It'll happen
short
soon.
of playing Resident Evil 4 VR, which I'm very excited to do, hopefully very soon, even though it's a lot of money. Let's
Worth
hit
it.
up the plug, the plug vanilla boobs. That'll do. I'm pretty sure that's what their words is. Plug
GIF,
gif anal ibs. There we go.
as you do.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Is that it?
That's the that's
So bye.
Hey, thank you very much, everybody, for listening. We've been Xbox Tavern. You can find us at Xbox Tavern on Twitter, xboxtavern.com, youtube.com/Xbox Tavern official, or on some sort of thing called TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Search Xbox Tavern. And I've been Jamie, aka at Enexan, and I've been joined by Scottish Gruff Ross.
At Chaotic8389.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Million Man Ian.
Thank you very much. Like Nutty Ray, WRAY.
And MPV Graham.
Graham Reaper.
Thank you very
MPV.
much for listening.
And
MPV Graham.
If you want to get a hold of Dan, or you have any complaints, or you have anything not particularly nice to say about the show, it's Chocolate Berry.
That's where to
Just send him
go.
abuse. Just give him just not too aggressive. Just,
Or if you want to be nice, go and wish him a belated happy birthday.
even though we're not sure if it's his birthday.
Say happy 50th.
I think I've had it confirmed from other sources that it was his birthday yesterday, so we're good.
Ross has been digging deep.
I have.
Right.
It was Graham's birthday as well the other day.
It was Graham's birthday.
Oh, happy
the other
birthday
day.
as well, great then.
On the Wednesday, yeah. Thank you.
And
It won't be
happy
as old
birthday.
as Jamie though.
Nobody's as old as
don't
Jamie.
start this shit. I was trying to be nice. Fuck you.
When is
Right.
your birthday,
Bye.
Jason? Like your 50th? 55th?
How old is Dan? 50?
Too old.
75, I think, this year.
So he's still framed for his birthday. Or stand a stair lift.
All right. Anyway, that's enough shit on Dan. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next week. I won't because I'm off next week for the first time in 4 years. Looking forward to it.
So I'll
And,
probably be hosting. Way,
Yes,
that's
and
a
I will
shit
catch
show.
you all the week after. But enjoy these lads. Shit banter. And
Rude much.
Don't worry, Jamie's to get loads of abuse
Yeah,
next
he's
week.
yeah,
So
yeah,
tune in.
penalties.
The pensioner
Exactly.
will get picked on.
I
Oh,
can't
I've
wait.
got to have a day off. Oh, no.
I'm so.
How dare I ask for a day off? After 4
How
years?
dare I
Anyway,
ask for holiday?
love you all. Remember, let me in, and I love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Cheers.
Ba-da-ba-bow-bow, ba-da-ba-ba-bow.
Recording stopped.